Hello and welcome to Lightworks. In this video we're going to have a look at the installation and activation of Lightworks version 12 on Windows, Mac and Linux operating systems. To install and activate Lightworks you need a user account at lwks.com. To create a user account, click the register link, fill in your details. Once your registration is successfully completed you'll be sent an activation email. Activate the LWKS account, follow the instructions on the account activation email, and you're ready to proceed with software activation. Choose the operating system of your required platform, either Windows, Linux or Mac. We'll start with Windows. Do remember to check the release notes, but particularly check the recommended system specification. Here we've listed the recommended system specifications. Lightworks is scalable. The more powerful your CPU, GPU and disk drive data delivery is, the more real-time performance you'll be able to get back from the software. Please also note you'll need the latest version of QuickTime installed. Make sure your DirectX installation is also right up to date. You'll find links to both of these on the Tools tab. For Windows we offer a 32-bit and a 64-bit installer. On a 64-bit Windows operating system you can actually run both of these builds as long as they're installed to separate paths. Please check the limitations of the 64-bit build under the release notes. The Linux and Mac builds are both 64-bit. Okay, let's install Windows. First of all we're going to install the 32-bit version of Lightworks. Select your language and press Next. Accept the terms of the agreement. Ensure all the installation modules are selected. Accept the default path or change it should you require. Assign a machine number between 1 and 2703. If you're likely to be using Lightworks in a shared network configuration, each machine in the network should have a unique machine number on the installation. If you're just using Lightworks as a standalone system or are a free user, you can choose any value in this range. The installation process begins. When the installation is completed, reboot your system. Before I do that, I'm just going to run the 64-bit installer. Defaulting to the program files Lightworks path. I won't have to enter the machine number again. This is now set in the system registry. Note we now have 2 desktop shortcuts. Now reboot the system. Let's launch the software and get the free license activated. Enter your user details to the license panel. And the project browser screen opens. We quickly start a project. You're into the project, the import media panel opens, the shark tips are up, and your shark in the bottom left corner will be grey, indicating the free version is in use. Returning to the project browser screen, to check your license status, go to the bottom left of the project browser screen, click System Settings, Show Licensed Options. Here I can see the system is licensed for Lightworks Free. If you do go and purchase additional licenses from the shop, you can add them in this panel too. Choose Manage Licenses, enter your details, the username will be filled in for you, and in my case I've just bought a Pro license. Per Pro license we issue 2 system activations. If I now press Activate, a warning comes up. Once you apply a license to a computer, it cannot be moved or cancelled. For future system upgrades or additional system activations, we do issue 2 activation counts per individual Pro license purchased. If I activate 1 Pro license, I'll have 1 remaining. This is what this panel is telling me. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, we are. Choose Activate. Checking back under System Settings, Licensed Options, the system now has my Pro license applied. At this stage I could go off to the shop and I might want to purchase an Avid DNX license. Just repeat the process. Manage licenses, Select my DNX codec option and choose Activate. Licensed options, my DNX HD license has been added to the list. This process is the same across all operating systems, Windows, Mac and Linux. Now if I re-enter my project, I can see the shark is red, indicating the license is Pro. To check your system's license status, return to your LWKS user profile page by clicking your username on the top. On the right hand side, choose Activations, and I can see my system here was activated with free and now has the Pro and the DNX licenses applied. Up at the top here I can see licenses that have been used. I can also see licenses that are available. You can also filter how you view your licenses by their type or if they're expired or not. Additionally, if you drop down the Details tab on the system, you can see its unique reference number. You can also use this to download offline activation files, and we cover offline activation without an internet connection in another video in this series. Next, let's have a look at installing under Mac OS. Proceed to the Downloads page. Download the DMG installer. Once downloaded, either open that or reveal it in your Downloads folder. Launch the DMG and drag and drop the Lightworks icon into your Applications folder. Lightworks will be installed. When prompted, you may have to select Open the file because it's downloaded from the internet. Enter your username and password details for your account and you're ready to go. Let's now have a look at installing under Linux Debian distributions. Proceed to the Linux download page and download the .deb file. Please take notice of the important notes. You need to make sure that you have the manufacturer proprietary drivers for your graphics card, rather than the open source graphics drivers installed by default. After you've downloaded the Lightworks Linux installer, the next page gives you guidance on how to install the proprietary graphics card drivers correctly. Save the installer file, and once downloaded, double-click the DEB file, enter your password if you're prompted to, and installation commences. The system applies the changes, and now you're ready to launch Lightworks. And finally, let's have a look at installing under RPM distributions. I'm going to use Fedora. As with a Debian-based Linux distribution installation, you'll need to follow the checklists on the download page, making sure you have the latest proprietary graphics card drivers rather than the open source graphics card drivers installed by the OS. Currently, Lightworks only supports Fedora 20 and above. After installing Fedora, you must install and run the RPM Fusion repositories. These can be found at rpmfusion.org. You need to download both the free and the non-free versions. Then proceed as follows. Install the Fusion repositories and do the following. Open a terminal, type su followed by the password, change the directory to where you downloaded the repositories, type yum install and the file name .rpm, and do this for both the free and the non-free repositories. Save the RPM version of Lightworks for Linux to a local drive. Open the terminal window, navigate to the directory where you save the RPM, and type yum install the file name .rpm, where filename.rpm is the name of the Lightworks download file. The installation process starts, and we recommend you restart your system after the installation. Launch Lightworks, and that's done. We hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching.